The hardest thing in the National Hockey League is that the National Hockey League, it's kind of like football, not as physical as football, of course, but it just tends to be kind of like, a physical league where guys get injured. And it honestly is the hardest thing to deal with. But I've learned to deal with it on my own team. And I think that this is one of those situations where Adam Lowry is out 5 to 6 months. Lots of little Jets tidbits today, but out 5 to 6 months. That is brutal. And I don't want Jets fans underrating Lowry. He takes a lot of really tough matchups for the Jets. And at the end of the day, losing a centerman is going to be devastating for the Winnipeg Jets. Like, that really, really, really is unfortunate. Because, he may not be the highest upper echelon player. Players that take tough matchups, players that play center for that, example, they just are what they are, right? You need those guys. You need those depth pieces. You need those middle six centers. They make a ton of difference in your franchise. But here's the thing, though. The Jets may have just gotten a little bit lucky. Because around the league, there is going to be absolute desperation for any center that is a free agent. Any center. Yanni Gourde, come on down. Brock Nelson, please sign here. Any guy that can remotely play center. The Leafs had Max Domi playing third line center. He could hardly even play center. And it's going to be the same here. Now, here's the thing. We got news today from insiders that Jonathan Toews is definitely coming back next season. Now, I know Jonathan Toews is 37 years old. I know. But let's remember, he's a centerman. Now, I do have some difficulty imagining him playing center in the National Hockey League at 37 years old. I'm wondering if he can still play center. I think it was Drager that tweeted out the rumor today, and he was alluding to the fact that possibly he could play second line center. Maybe if Jonathan Toews looks good. I don't know how you guys feel about it. I would be patient with Jonathan Toews, but one of his preferred destinations is the Winnipeg Jets, and it makes a lot of sense. He's from around there. Why wouldn't they want him? And the Jets just have an injured center. I can't imagine him not playing for the Winnipeg Jets now. I can't imagine him going anywhere else. Now, the one thing that I would like to say is that there is going to be a lot of suitors for Jonathan Toews. There's going to be, again, the desperation for a center is going to be something else. Now, I think that Jonathan Toews is the type of guy that he's probably going to want a good fit. He was out with a numerous amount of health issues, unfortunately, like really weird health issues that affected him for a long time. It's good to see that he is healthy again and wants to get back to the National Hockey League. But again, he wants to go to the Jets. So this is, nobody wants Lowry to get injured, of course, but this could not have lined up any more perfectly for them. So let's hope they can get a deal done and he goes to Winnipeg. The good part of it is that we will see Jonathan Toews next year for sure. So I'm going to be really interested to see how much he can produce. He's obviously older, but how much can he produce and what kind of contract is he going to get in the National Hockey League? That's another really interesting thing to me. But shifting gears, I also wanted to talk on the rumor and possible signing of Brock Boeser with the Winnipeg Jets. There have been rumors that the Jets may be moving off of Ehlers to go to Brock Boeser, and it makes a lot of sense. When it comes to Ehlers re-signing with the Winnipeg Jets, it doesn't look like they've had a lot of dialogue between their management and the Nick Ehlers camp. It's been really, really weird. Like, I was listening to Locked On Jets today, and apparently there's just been no dialogue at all. And when there isn't a lot of dialogue, it seems like he's probably going to unrestricted free agency. So unless you think that Mitch Marner is going to go to Winnipeg, which I probably don't think he is, you're looking at another solution, another guy that can come in and at least replace a good amount of what Ehlers did, which is Brock Boeser. So the article that we're going to be reading off is Brock Boeser Rumours, a goal-scoring solution. This is where Brock Boeser rumors come into play. Proto suggests the Jets might bet better off pivoting to a pending Vancouver Canucks free agent. Boeser, at 28, is a proven offensive commodity, a 6-time goal scorer of 23 plus goals, and he put up a solid playoff numbers for the Canucks. He's known for a quick release and finding soft spots in the offensive zone, attributed that would undoubtedly boost the Jets' top 6 forwards. And I was thinking to myself that Boeser has some flaws in and of himself. I am a believer in him. He's not that old. I do wonder if the Jets could get him for a bargain. The one difficulty is that the Winnipeg Jets do have some issues attracting free agents, but this is a UFA that if I was the Winnipeg Jets, I would be all over for sure. Now, let's be honest, though, that they might be able to get him because they had a really, really good season. The Winnipeg Jets, even if Ehlers goes, are still going to be a pretty good team. Like, they still have really good center, Scheifele. You know, I understand Connor Hellebuyck hasn't been the greatest in the playoffs, but he's still a really good quality goalie. They do still have the structure of a good team. So I'm thinking to myself, maybe you could attract Brock Boeser there because of those reasons. Now, I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, Brock Boeser, he struggles to skate, which is fair. He does struggle to skate. I mean, he's not the prettiest skater, but at the end of the day, when he's proven year after year after year after year that he can put up goals. At the end of the day, goals help you win, guys. I'm not saying he's a superstar, but goals help you win, and he's going to get paid. I'm really interested to see what he wants. Apparently, he wants about a $9 million AAV. I'm wondering if he even gets that in free agency. The question of the video, would you guys do that if you're Jets fans? Or if you're not a Jets fan, would you actually consider that? Is that too much, or what exactly do you think? That is something that I would consider, because I do think that the Winnipeg Jets are going to have a lot of trouble replacing Nick Ehlers. I think he was underrated on their roster. He's a pretty good player, really good skater, really good offensive talent, really good eye for the puck, really good. He was an all-around offensive talent, so he's just really, really good. Anyways, I am going to leave the video there. If you could make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, I would greatly appreciate that, guys, and make sure to have a great day. Goodbye, guys.